Well, good afternoon everybody, welcome back for another video. I've just done the filter clean, finished topping the pond up, and it's still a nice afternoon, so I just thought I'd run through and go through some of the improvements that I've made on the pond and on running onto the filtration system. So I'll start in the pond, and right down there, hope you can see it, is my retro bottom drain. That's been there for about 2 years now, and it's absolutely brilliant. I would think it is equivalent in efficiency to having 4 pumps in the pond, one in each corner, and of course a damn sight cheaper to buy. It's the aerated type, although the air's turned off obviously, with a perforated dome on it as opposed to the air ring which sits on the outside in a circular pattern. I've never really been keen on that type of ear ring because I think the fish could rub against it and cause damage to herself. So that's the retro bottom drain. Now previously the pipe where it ran there and round about here used to be my pump. That has now been moved up and it's over here. And just there, I don't know if you can make that out, is my one-way flapper valve, and the idea of that is it stops the water from flowing back into the pond once you turn the pump off. You can be fitted horizontally or vertical. I've just fitted it vertical just to save having a bulky thing on the bottom of the pond floor, but it's working quite well. I'm happy with it, and everything seems to be running okay as a result. Quite useful if you're removing your pump out of the pond. The main thing is, of course, your pump is above the water level, so it's naturally going to flow back. Right, so that's the retro bottom drain, and for the next part I need to be over there. So I'll meet you there in about a second. This is my Evolution Aqua 10,000 Viri pump. And considering it spent the first 4 years of its life in the pond, I think it's scrubbed up quite well. Now, as you can see, I moved the buddle out of the way just so you can get a good look at the pipework coming out of the pond, which comes down there, through the pump, up, across, down, and it's flanked by a couple of ball valves as the water comes into a T and it splits the flow, one way going, there we go, that way up towards Tempest, and this way goes back towards the Easy Pod. So for cleaning the pump, the first thing I do is shut both the valves down on the Tempest. That stops it from emptying back into the pond. Then shut both those valves. The flapper valve will prevent any water going back into the pond. We then undo that union there and undo the top union there. That enables us to clean the pump. Any other maintenance that needs doing we can do at that time, and then we just connect it back up in reverse. Front union, but before we do the top one we need to fill the pump up with water, so it needs to be primed. If you run the pump dry it will probably burn out. So it takes about a jugful or a litre of water just to fill it up. It only needs to go down there up to about that corner. So once that's full, connect the pipe back up there, open this valve, leave that one shut for the time being, and turn the pump on. Once you've got the flow running through, we can open that valve again there. Now, some people will recommend not to fit a pump in this manner, as if you get a leak, there's a pretty good chance that the pump will run dry and eventually burn out. Now, I'm 99.9% certain this won't happen on my setup, mainly because I've got a float switch attached as well. So if I do spring a leak anywhere, once the pond level starts to drop, the float switch will kick in and turn the pump off. Right, that's about it in this section. I'm just going to reverse out of here, so I will join you at the back of the pond in about a nanosecond. Right, I'm just going to run through the pipe work that was changed. This used to be along here of flexi pipe. That is now all gone and it's been replaced with pressure pipe all the way along here. There's where the pump is, and there it comes down as a T-piece. Two ball valves just there, so I can isolate here or over there. So if I move that way, we go along the fence, up into that corner just there, and in there is my Tempest. So we come out the Tempest, and that comes to a splitter valve. One way goes to the waterfall, and one way comes down here along there and returns into the pond just in that corner. The splitter's got ball valves on them, so I can turn either the waterfall off and have the water flowing back into the pond, or vice versa. I have the waterfall turned off during the winter because it gets really cold and can freeze over, so I just have the flow back into the pond then. So moving back down here, we come all the way up here into the back of the filter house, and I'll just move back so we can get a look at that. Right, so here's the filter house, all opened up. The lid is in two parts, so I can open either that half or both, as you see. There is a bar which runs across here, which I remove, and that allows me to open both those doors up, and I can get right inside if I need to. Right, just moving a little bit closer. Now, you will recall on my last video that I removed the Easy Pod so I can get right along the back there to put the new pipework down, and that now runs right at the back along the floor, along here. It goes round a 90 swept, which is solvent welded. I didn't want to put a rubber one on because if it goes loose then I can't get to it in that corner. It then comes up, there we are, there, in through the 18 watt UV and into the Easy Pod. That there is the waste, that goes round the back of here to a drain, that's all hard piped, and that comes round here into my new bio unit, which I'll explain in a moment. Right, so where's the Easy Pod? I don't think they need explaining how they work. Basically, water comes in here, circulates round through the K1 micro, over the top and down into the return pipe. Here's the mesh filter, still doing a sterling job. I will be doing a follow-up video for that shortly, so if you've seen the first one or you're looking at this one for the first time and wondering what it is, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and then you'll be alerted for when that video is released. Mesh filters by sculpted layers, as are these media guards, in case anybody wants to know that. So from the Easy Pod we come down, this is where the pipe work changes from 1.5" to 2", and that comes down here into my new moving bed. There we go, I'll look at that. Size of the container is 130 litres, and it's got 50 litres of Helix 13 in there, and I could probably get another 25 in quite easy. I'm really tight for space in there, and it only just fits. The return pipe really is touching that backboard there. But what appealed to me is not only the size, but the colour. It matches the Easy Pod. How cool is that? Right, from the back of the moving bed, that exits out down there, back out to the pond, just here, down there, and there's a return just down here somewhere. That then filters the flow that way, and when the waterfall's turned off, we get the flow from that way coming here, so I've got a bit of a circulation going there. Right, I'll just run through the electrics. I get one or two people ask about these. Basically, everything is connected to this Matsuko switch box. They come in 3 variations. There's the basic one, the switch box timer, and they have one with what they call a pump guard. Not quite sure how that works, but this is the timer one, so I can actually set anything connected there to a timer. Currently I've only got the UV set, and that comes on at 6 in the morning and goes off at 6 in the night. Now with that, you'll notice that number 4's not lit. That's turn the air pump on as well. It doesn't work, it never has done. I don't know why. Recently I emailed Matsuko, mentioned it. It's not under warranty, so I wasn't expecting anything, and got a reply the following day, asking me a few more details. I've not concluded anything with them yet, but if anything happens, then I'll let you know. But as I say, I'm not expecting anything. I've had it about 3 years. I think I had it about a year before I even fitted it. So we'll see what happens on that. So what's connected to it? Okay, there's the other part of the UV. That comes there. Pump controller. Now that goes into that grey box there. And connected in there is also my float switch, which is sitting down there, that blue object just so. And if you haven't got one, really you should have. Because if ever you have a problem, you're losing water, that flips over and it puts your pump out. Lifesaver, or should I say fish saver. So they all go in there. I've got 2 air pumps. This one here, that's connected to the retro bottom drain. It's also used for cleaning the Easy Pod. I'll just turn that switch on down there, and that diverts the air into there and boils the media. The second one is just connected to the moving bed, and all these are on 24/7. Never turn anything off apart from the UV on the timer. So that's about it online. Bear with me a moment and I'll just move around to the front of the pond. Would you believe it, the sun's come out now, so I've got to stand here again. Right, here's a pond. What have we done to that? Well, we've improved all the planting around there. They're all in pots or troughs, so I can move them and arrange them how I see fit. They're mainly grasses, a few ferns and a couple of small conifers over here. It's a bit of a laugh really, but once we've done it all, I decided that I'll have a Buddha. Now originally we wanted one of those little fat ones with a big fat belly, but we couldn't get one. Searched high and low. In the end, we ended up getting that one there. We then decided that a couple of those temples, well, I think the correct name is Padola, so we went out, couldn't find them. Now, when we went looking for Buddhas, that's all we could find. Now, when we went out to get one of those, that was the only one I could get. And believe it or not, places were full of the little fat ones. So I've still got something to go in there. Might not get another Padola, might get, I don't know, maybe a dragon or something just to fill that gap up there. Other than that, the pond is looking quite nice. Irises, they're just about finished, so they'll be wanting cutting down. I did have another one in that corner there, but the koi kept raving out all the stones in there, all the pea gravel. So in the end, after we finished flowering, I just took it out. Now the waterfall, let me just move around here a little bit. Recently, we've cleared everything out from around there and added a few more rocks in there, as you can see. And we've put a few plants in just to give it a little bit of colour while we've still got a bit of this year left anyway. But we need to add some more soil in. We've got some big pots around the corner that need emptying about the end of this month. So we'll tip them on there just to raise the level up a little bit. But it's very much a work in progress. The bushes here have had a trim recently. I did them myself, very proud of that. The barber I am not. Sorry about that, camera turned off for some reason, not sure why. But that's about it on this one. I'll just see if I can move back a little bit, see get a bit of a better view. Koi are all gathering down there, thinking I'm going to give them some food again. It's getting that time of year now where I start to reduce it a little bit. They were getting 4 feet a day. I'm around about 3 now at the moment, and should start stocking up on the wheat germ and garlic soon. So I think it's getting a bit colder next week, so I may have to get it sooner rather than later. So that's about it for now. All that leaves me to say is thanks for watching, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see some more, then please subscribe and hit that notification bell just to let you know when another video has been released. So until then, as I say, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.